continue these search and rescue efforts safely. We're also reminding people you might see power outages, road closures, or service interruptions as crews continue to work through the night. In Union City, Ava Ray, News Channel 3.
All right, Ava, thank you. And News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher continues our live team coverage in Three Rivers, where reports, videos, photos, and more started coming into our newsroom earlier today. Three Rivers figuring out how to pick up the pieces and where to even begin as they try to find out what the damage really is and the toll of these storms.
Three Rivers is figuring out how to pick up the pieces and where to even begin as they try to get a grasp on everything Friday's tornado destroyed. Douglas and Grant Avenues hit hard. Home after home left scarred and barely recognizable.
There's roofs off, there's trees down, power lines everywhere.
This family just feels lucky to be alive. Shanna Ortiz was picking up her daughter from daycare when she heard sirens.
The people at the school asked us to stay and said we wouldn't be leaving, which was good of them. We all went into the bathroom together and we started singing songs, playing games, but we were praising God. We felt our ears pop and heard a loud noise.
Amber Joseph was in panic, rushing to get her 5-month-old Madeline and knowing the tornado was already there.
We look out the window and we saw the tornado go down right the strip, and it's where my daughter is, where my parents are, where I live down the road. And I was just very grateful that God protected my daughter and my mom and sister and my family.
Joe Stevenson's roof was ripped clean off, but he and his wife weren't home when it happened.
We were totally blessed, and we're not really blessed right now, but we're blessed to be alive. We will fix this.
That's right. But just down the street, Nelson Storms was home, telling News Channel 3 the tornado came through so fast he barely had time to take cover.
As soon as I took steps down the basement, the whole house just started getting shredded to pieces. And
so you could just feel it when you were inside. You got downstairs just in time.
Just in the nick of time.
His home badly damaged. Now he and many of his neighbors are focused on finding a safe place to spend the night until they can get a grasp on where they go from here. In Three Rivers, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.
The real tragedy, 3 people killed in Branch County, 1 more in Cass. Everything happening so quickly today. Meteorologist Will Haney is joining us in studio. And Will, you've been breaking down the path of this tornado. What can you show us?
Well, the supercell storm started in Cass County. It flared up really quickly. Within a matter of minutes, we were starting to see rotation. A supercell is a meteorological term for just a rotating thunderstorm. So those are often the precursors to tornadoes. Not always, but they are often the ones that do produce that. So it tracked through Cass, St. Joseph, and through Branch County. The same storm produced those 3 tornadoes. It was just that it produced that at multiple different points in its life.
A lot of damage along the way.
Yeah, of course. Well, we'll get to that here in just a second. I want to first start off with a look at live Doppler radar. You can see some of the rain and storms that have been pushing out of our area within the last hour. I want to make it very clear, no immediate threat of severe weather in the next few hours. There is going to be a secondary round that we'll watch for early tomorrow morning. We'll tell you more in just a moment. Walt Zablocki out in Three Rivers, though, capturing this amazing image of the tornado. This was along M60 at the waste management facility. This is just south of kind of that business corridor right along US 131 where it struck the Menards and ripped off a part of the facade on the front of the Menards in Three Rivers. And you can see multiple vortices there. This one a little bit close for comfort from Trenton McGill. This just down the road, actually, also along M60, likely looking north. And you can see just the rapid rotation embedded within that thunderstorm. This scan, by the way, on radar 3:49 in the afternoon. It was likely on the ground for at least, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes as it tracked through the heart of Three Rivers, eventually pushing off into the downtown area. We'll know more on the exact track of this tornado once the National Weather Service surveys the damage come tomorrow. And we, by the way, won't know the tornado ratings, the official ratings, until after those surveys are completed. Now, about an hour later, this is what it looked like on radar as it was in the Union City area. And then I've also married this with some video that we got into the newsroom as well from Amy out in Union City. This is one of the more striking tornado videos that we've gotten into our newsroom, showing a lot of debris lofted. It's somewhat rare that we see this clear cut of tornado video here in this part of the country. This timestamp at about 4:39 in the afternoon, likely touching down to our best knowledge somewhere on the northeastern corner of Union Lake. It was almost right over the lake, but not quite from what we can tell, touching down on the water. You can see it there. That would be it. Again, almost hugging the shoreline there on the northeastern part of Union Lake. That's in Union City. This video just jaw-dropping and not in a good way from TJ Second. This video shared, by the way, a lot on social media. So this has just been a day we're never going to forget. In fact, today, with now 4 fatalities confirmed between that Edwardsburg tornado and then the one in Union City, that makes today the deadliest day as far as tornado deaths in Michigan since May 13th, 1980, a day we obviously know well here in Kalamazoo. Now, for more on that round we're expecting tomorrow morning, let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson.
Thanks a lot, Will. Yeah, we're not quite out of the woods just yet. In fact, from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow morning, we still have a marginal risk for severe weather. It's a low-level risk level 1. Guess what we had today? A low-level risk level 1. What does that mean? Isolated severe storms are possible. Our window of opportunity, as I'm going to show you in the hour by hour in about 10 seconds here, from about 4 to about 10 a.m., the main threats are going to be some strong wind and also some large hail. Cannot rule out a tornado or two. That from the Storm Prediction Center in their latest discussion. All right, we go hour by hour. We start at the current time. There's that rain that Will showed you that's moving off to the east side of the state. So it's going to be fairly quiet here until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Remember, I showed you that window of opportunity. Let's bring these thunderstorms in. Stop the clock right here at 7 a.m. And this is when it's going to be active with thunderstorms. And again, these could spawn an isolated severe storm. So that's what we have our eyes on. We're still going to be in that warm sector, to be sure, with lots of 50s and even low to mid 60s around. Now watch as these showers start to pull out. By noon, this is pushing off to the east, and our threat will be going away. So that window of opportunity I told you about there, from about 4 a.m., 5 a.m. on the early side to about 9, 10 o'clock on the late side, once we get out of that window, we'll be all right. And now watch our temperatures start to fall in the afternoon. We do have some more rain coming through, but I don't think this will pose any problems for us. And by late tomorrow afternoon, you'll start to feel some of that cooler air that will be moving in. All right, how about your impacts for tomorrow? And like I said, beginning at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, we're high on the strong wind side, a chance for some large hail. And again, per the Storm Prediction Center discussion, still a chance for an isolated tornado or two, with a little bit of a lower risk there for any kind of flooding from the rain. So that's what we're looking at as far as the impacts are concerned. I'm going to finish out the weekend forecast. Sunday looks a lot friendlier than Saturday. Take a look ahead to next week as I talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. Andy?
All right, Keith and Will, thank you. Those tornadoes cut a path right down US 131 through Three Rivers, destroying the Menards and damaging several other buildings near M60. Devastation stretching into a neighborhood on Spring Street. News Channel 3's Tyler Brummett spoke to neighbors there, and he shows us how they're banding together to try and clean up.
Just hours after the tornado touched down, neighbors with chainsaws already hard at work.
I'm just worried how I'm going to clean this up.
Around the neighborhood, trees toppled over, windows busted out, power lines ripped down into the street.
We were actually in the car at the stoplight on Main in Michigan when it went through, so it was a little crazy.
I'm just glad we're all safe.
Becky Williams has lived here for about 25 years.
Love you.
One of her coworkers also lives nearby. In times like this, she says colleagues become family.
It's heart-wrenching to see your home that you've worked hard for in the condition that it is, but we'll get through it.
Almost anywhere you look, it's clear Three Rivers won't be the same for a long time. And among the damage here in Three Rivers, this Menards building, look at that right there. The ceiling came down, so too did this wall here. You can even hear the sound of the fire alarm going off even hours after this tornado came through.
Holy crap. Oh, Menards roof just blew off.
Video shows the tornado hitting the building, shredding the roof, tossing jagged metal and brick into the sky effortlessly. As this city begins the long road to recovery, neighbors remain resilient.
We're here. We definitely are going to support anybody that we can, if we can find chainsaws, whatever it would be. And we love our neighbors.
In Three Rivers, Tyler Brummett, News Channel 3.
And just so much damage. You helped us tell the story. We received hundreds of photos and videos as the storms moved through Southwest Michigan earlier today, and we're still looking for those. You can scan the QR code on your screen now and submit your own video and photos, or head to our website. That's WWMT.com and click on the Chime In tab. You can see trees down, power lines down, huge hail, and damaged buildings everywhere throughout Southwest Michigan, especially in the Three Rivers and Union City areas. We do want to thank everyone who helped us tell this story by sending us photos and helped others, as a result, be more weather aware. We've got more weather coverage of today's storms in just a few minutes here on News Channel 3. There are thousands who still don't have power tonight, and now Governor Gretchen Whitmer is getting involved.
Thank you for turning to News Channel 3 and 11. The news continues right now.
And welcome back to News Channel 3. Thousands are in the dark tonight after today's powerful and deadly storms rolled through what is believed to be 2 tornadoes touching down. We also want to give you an update that we had at the top of the hour. At least 3 people are dead in Branch County, 1 more dead in Cass County, and dozens of injuries being reported as a direct result of the storm. The Consumers Energy outage map showing some 3,600 customers without power statewide, the bulk of those in the Union City area south of Battle Creek, where well over 2,000 people are in the dark. Estimated time of restoration, Consumer says, is 1 a.m., but there's a lot of damage, a lot of trees and power lines down. That time may change. Three Rivers is primarily serviced by Indiana Michigan Power. That company reporting some 2,600 customers in the dark in St. Joseph County. We'll be keeping an eye on these numbers as we head into the overnight hours. And we're getting additional pictures in tonight. This was a photo taken by the First Congregational United Church of Christ in Union City. Obvious damage there. The church says they were in the direct path of that tornado today. Thankfully, there was only 1 person in the church at the time, and they are okay. Church leaders say they're still assessing, but it appears the damage is largely on the office side of the building and did not do any harm to the actual sanctuary. Now, the state is also getting involved with response and recovery efforts following today's deadly tornadoes. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has activated the State Emergency Operations Center. What that does is frees up resources and personnel who then can help monitor and respond quickly to requests made at the local level. Governor Whitmer says the state will be working with local partners and the private sector to make sure people affected by today's storms get the resources they need to rebuild. She says she's confident the State Emergency Operations Center will help coordinate an all-hands-on-deck response to our severe weather. And there really is no shortage of video or photos of what happened today. Everyone in our region, it seemed, was sending us photos and telling us stories and helping our viewers stay informed. If you can scan the QR code on your screen there, you can submit your own photos and videos. All of what you're seeing is from our News Channel 3 viewers, our very loyal viewers who submitted contact through our Chime In tab on our website. Before we head to our weather, we do want to thank everyone who shared photos and videos with us. Again, our website is WWMT.com. Keith.
Yeah, and you know, when you see all of those pictures, all those videos, and you think of all of that we would not see if everybody didn't have a camera to shoot that stuff. And so thank you so much, because it does help to not only tell the story, but also to confirm what our radar is showing, and that's very important. We're looking at downtown Kalamazoo right now. It's a much quieter scene. We're looking to the west here. I love this shot here. You can see East Hall there on the western campus in the distance on the left side of the screen. And again, all is quiet now. It's still awfully damp out there. We still do have some rain out there. Again, just one quick reminder about our severe weather outlook for tomorrow. We still have that marginal risk. This is going to go through tomorrow morning, that window of opportunity about 4 to 10 a.m. And again, the biggest threat is going to be from some wind and also from hail. Still a very small chance, but a chance nonetheless that there could be an isolated tornado or two. Colin Rogers is going to be monitoring that tomorrow morning. Believe me, we will not leave you in the cold on this. All right, right now you see the rain moving off to the east. Okay, this is the last of the stormy weather racing off to the east. And so we're all in the clear right now, and we have been for a little while. Actually, things are quieter. Where's our next round? Look at this, out here to the west. Here's the next area that's going to be brewing. And if you look closely, you even see some snow here on the backside. We have some cooler air that's going to be moving in. It's not going to be giving us any snow, but it will be putting an end to the warm weather that we've had today, that we'll have tomorrow morning. Right now, I'm circling this area of storms. Again, we've got an eye on that. As I showed you the hour by hour a little bit earlier, those storms should be arriving between about 4 and 6 a.m. By 7 a.m. tomorrow, I think we'll be seeing storms across the area. Right now, we're in the upper 50s to around 60. For the first week of March, for 11-19 at night, this is crazy mild. Let's look live in GR where it's 60 right now, and all is quiet. As we're looking off to the south here, the visibility is excellent. So no fog out there, that's for sure. But as you look down onto the S-curve there, you see that the street is wet. US 131, of course, wet due to the rain. How much warmer are we than yesterday at this time? How about up 23 degrees in Grand Rapids, 16 in BC, and Coldwater, up 14 in Kalamazoo and Sturgis. And tomorrow, we start the day on a very warm note. We're going to be in the 60s all the way through early afternoon. Then temps will start to fall by late tomorrow afternoon. You'll feel the cooler air moving in. A pretty nice Sunday, sweater weather, but then we warm back up again for Monday and Tuesday. I'll show you what we're looking at beyond that on the 7-day coming up. So thunderstorms or overnight, they'll be arriving by dawn. Between now and about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, we're pretty quiet. 62 degrees for a low, if that's what you want to call it. Tomorrow will be in the mid-60s till early afternoon. It starts to turn cooler. Morning showers, that severe weather threat tomorrow will be gone, I think, by about 9 or 10 o'clock or so. Here's your Weather Guard 7-day forecast. Sunday looking good, sweater weather. Don't forget to turn that clock up or you'll be embarrassed. Monday will be sunny and warmer. Warmer on Tuesday, colder air coming in here for next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A wild weather day, hoping for good weather. Your heart is out to the folks in Three Rivers and in Union City. There's so much cleanup. I feel for those people when they say, look at my house.
It's just awful.
I can't even imagine it.
And of course, we don't know yet much about the 4 victims. And of course, sadly, there could be more. We'll find out that tomorrow.
Exactly.
And pass it along to you. Well, another story you don't want to forget, daylight saving time is this weekend. We spring forward an hour on Sunday morning, the official switchover happening at 2 a.m. Of course, your smartphone and computer will likely make that change on your own, but you'll need to fix those clocks around the house yourself. The reason we make that change, to make better use of daylight and to save energy. It goes till November 1st, when, of course, we fall back. All right, coming up in sports, District Championship Friday is here with hardware on the line for teams around Southwest Michigan. Nate Brown has those highlights when we come back.
Hello, guys. Test 1 2, test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, the action of Wednesday's district semifinals was memorable to say the least, but all that action really just setting the stage for a night with hardware on the line, district finals, and a chance to keep playing further into the month of March. We start in District 9, where it's a smack showdown between Kalamazoo Central and Portage Central. Really going great defense, leads to easy offense. The steal for Javea Blanks leads to the shot at the rim. 4-point lead for KC. After having the ball stolen by Blanks, it's Lily Gruder getting some revenge. She comes up with a swipe coast to coast with a hesitation off glass. Helps trim the deficit to 1. Maroon Giants, though, then going inside, they get it down low to Mariah Blanks. The senior finishes through the traffic. Kalamazoo wins the battle of the Centrals, 43-34. Maroon Giants win. Lawton looking to keep the good times rolling, but the always dangerous Kalamazoo Christian Comets standing in their way. No one's standing in Lily Mannion's way, and that's a problem. She drains the triple, absolutely on fire from beyond the arc for her in this one. Back the other way, great ball movement. Bailey Allison dishes to Taylor Whipple, and the senior going off glass for a pair. But hey, Christian, they know what it takes to beat Lawton. Ellie Van Dusen going to finish for the hoop and the harm through the lane. Comets scored their 3rd win of the year over the Blue Devils, 58-51 your final. To the ice we go. Pat Ferschweiler and the crew looking to show Colorado College some hospitality. This isn't what they meant, though, by hospitality. Owen Beckner getting the goal as Colorado College would go on to tie this one up at 2 apiece. Late in the second now, great movement through the neutral zone. Pass ahead to William Whitelaw, ahead of everyone, and he puts it behind the goalkeeper. Broncos retaking the lead. We move to the 3rd now. Power play opportunity here. Off the block, Cole Spicer right to him, and he knows what to do with it. Puts it on home. Broncos win 5-2. Looking to finish it off Saturday night. Well, another piece of the Lions' success appears to be headed towards the door. Taylor Decker announcing on Instagram Friday that he has requested his release from the team. The two sides haven't been able to agree to terms for the offensive tackle to return for an 11th year. Decker was selected by Detroit with the 16th overall pick in the 2016 draft. A somber note there, but hey, we've got hopefully some bright days ahead. Final check of your forecast after the break.